Sports Entertained is recorded live at twitch.tv/baldyandthebeast. Come check us out every Tuesday and Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and watch the matches right along with us.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Bront.
I'm Willem.
And we are Baldy and the Beast. Welcome back to another episode of Sports Entertained. Willem, did you hear the news?
What's the news?
Our first episode from last Tuesday is going live on YouTube right now. Right meow.
Yes, it is. It is live right now. Unfortunately, because we don't have enough subscribers, we don't have a YouTube URL, but the YouTube channel is also Baldy and the Beast. It is a somewhat redacted episode. We cut out the middle part where we watch the match, and we just kind of have the first part and the post-match interactions. However, I kind of went against that for the second episode. I want to see if the second episode does any better since we tend to have a lot of banter during the match. So we'll see how the difference is between the two. The second episode will actually go up this Thursday, same time as we can start streaming, and that's got the full episode watch along in with the YouTube video.
Sounds good.
Yes.
But on to right now, on to tonight, where we're reviewing Johnny Gargano. Why did I do that again? It's DIY versus the Revival. What else can you say? It was match of the year.
Yeah.
For 2016.
It's such a good match. 2 out of 3 falls. I feel like that stipulation is not done well enough. I love a good 2 out of 3 falls match.
Vince did it to death like a year ago when he said no matches during the commercial. Jesus, everything was a 2 out of 3 falls match.
Right. I just feel like I feel like a 2 out of 3 falls match is a really good way to, like, if there's a feud going on where there's been a bunch of shit finishes and they're just like 2 out of 3 falls, best man wins.
Yep. I like a good one, but man, the bad ones suck.
Yeah.
But back to the show. It was November 19th, 2016, the Air Canada Centre in Toronto, Canada. There were about 12,649 people in the building. Sounds like a good show to me. I don't know. It's a lot of people.
This was prime, like, takeover time. Like, when every takeover back to back to back was just a banger. Like, show after show was amazing. Every match was amazing. Now, granted, this was pre, like, the Andrade time, so this was before they actually started getting, like, 5-star matches on takeovers. Before Dave Meltzer was giving 5-star matches outside of the Tokyo Dome. But yeah, this was a great period of time for these matches, for takeovers. This was probably like peak for a lot of these things.
Look at that roster, though. Their roster is so good. You got Samoa Joe, Asuka. We'll go over the card in a minute, but they've got killers up and down the roster. Because this was right around the time where they had just devoured the indie scene.
Yep.
Every big name on the indies was going to NXT, and
well, this was right before that, because this was like as soon as they sent, like, Samoa Joe and Nakamura up to the main roster, that's when they started bringing in names like Adam Cole. That's when they started bringing in, like, Matt Riddle. Everybody, like, in that same vein, that's when they started bringing them in. War Machine, that's around the time when they started bringing them in.
I love War Machine. War Machine should not be in WWE.
No.
They should be anywhere.
No. They should also not be called the Viking Raiders.
No, they should be called War Machine. It's a good name for them.
Yeah. Like, War Raiders was even weird because, like, the two R's right after each other didn't really make a whole lot of sense, but War Machine was just a solid name, but for whatever reason they didn't want to do it. I think the reason that they didn't want to use the name War Machine is because it had something to do with an MMA fighter, and they didn't want to be associated with him because he had, like, some sort of history of spousal abuse.
I had never heard that.
Yep.
There you go. There's your insights. There's your deep cuts.
There's the deep cuts on that one.
This show was, however, the final of the Dusty Classic, which we'll talk about. I'm planning on going over in pretty good detail here. So the Dusty Classic, obviously, this was the first year. It's an homage to Dusty. I have nothing else to say. He's a legend. He's one of the
What
best promos of all time.
was this one the first year, or was this the second year? Because I thought I remember the first Dusty Cup was won by Samoa Joe and Finn Balor.
You know what? You're right. I'm 100% wrong. This was the second year. I misspoke. Thank you.
Yep.
Look at me being the research guy. But I said, look at me. I'm a great research guy.
Yeah.
But so the card was for the Dusty Classic was built up of a really weird mix of like good teams and let's just throw these two guys together.
Yeah.
And only one of those teams gets a pass.
Right.
So I got the tournament bracket here. I'm just gonna go down it real quick. So you had TM61, who ended up going all the way to the finals.
Yep.
Rick Moss and Tino Sabatelli both thrown together. Austin
Yeah.
Aries and Roderick Strong. Heavy Machinery. This one's really interesting because it's Kota Ibushi and TJ Perkins. And that was originally supposed to be Kota Ibushi and Hideo Itami.
Oh, but he was still injured at the time.
And Hideo Itami got hurt, and then we didn't get the best thing we ever could have seen, because that would have been awesome.
Yeah.
And they would totally be playing off it right now in New Japan.
Yep.
But they fought Lince Dorado and Mustafa Ali, who obviously lost in the first round.
Yeah.
You had Bobby Roode and Ty Dillinger versus Alexander Rolfe and Sawyer Fulton as part of Sanity.
Yep.
Do you remember that?
Madman Fulton.
Then the Authors of Pain, first round versus the Bollywood Boys, which you could have just given them a bye.
Yeah. Although it's sometimes fun to watch, Authors of Pain fucking squash the hell out of some people. Even though like the Bollywood Boys, they wound up being kind of a thing because they were, Jinder Mahal's henchmen, but they still weren't things on their own. They were just with somebody else.
Yeah.
So it's fun to watch them get squashed. Sometimes you need that a little bit. And especially to
for Randy.
Yeah. Especially to build a monster heel tag team like Authors of Pain.
Yeah, and in the second round they went against No Way Jose and Rich Swann. So
yeah,
I mean, what do you think about happened there? And so then you got the Revival, Andrade Cien Almas and Cedric Alexander, and then DIY versus Ho Ho Lun and Tian Bing was the last team. But that was the tournament. I mean, you have this mix of like these really good like established teams, and then like No Way Jose and Rich Swann, and just kind of like, oh, we need a tag team for this, so here you go, guys.
Although the interesting thing with Dusty Classic is that they kind of like were known for having, or at least a couple of the tournaments, they wound up having not real tag teams win. Like I said, the first winner was Samoa Joe and Finn Balor, and I think the most recent winner was it was Pete Dunne and Matt Riddle, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm not sure how much I like that trope. I don't mind it if like you continue the tag team.
Yeah, like they did that with Pete Dunne and Matt Riddle. They were the what was it? The Broserweights.
Yeah, but if you're just going to, like they do so many times, they win the thing and then they has fight.
Yeah,
you're shitting on your whole tag team division just to build two guys having fight, and you can have fight easier.
Yeah.
So I like when real tag teams win.
Yeah, real tag teams should win tag team tournaments because they've been teaming together.
Yeah, they have the advantage because they know what each other's gonna do. They have a rhythm, and it drives me nuts when they have like Samoa Joe and Finn Balor. Yes, are great on their own, but are they a tag team? No. Never.
Nope. Okay, go ahead.
Well, no, you go.
No, I was just gonna lead into where we're starting the match. Like I said, like we said, we're gonna be watching the great 2 out of 3 falls match between DIY and the Revival. If you're watching this on the network, you can start the match at 54:02. This is easily one of my top favorite like tag team matches of all time, just in general.
Yeah, it's really, really good. And the card is, while not a lot of matches,
No.
there's a lot of quality on this card. I mean, your opener was Bobby Roode and Ty Dillinger.
Takeovers have a knack for having just a small card, 4 or 5 matches, just packed to the brim with quality wrestling, quality content that you could barely replicate anywhere else. It's always been the best wrestling in WWE for at least the time that it's been around.
Yeah, for sure. Takeovers have been the best product for as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
So
we can go over the card after we get into this match because, oh boy, this is a good one.
All right, ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Go.
Good music.
Yep. This is probably my favorite of the Johnny Gargano entrance themes. I was never like a big fan of what it evolved into. Like, Rebel Hearts is a pretty solid as entrance music.
I like Rebel Hearts.
Yeah.
I love these guys as singles, but it is such a shame that they couldn't have tagged for longer.
Yeah.
I mean, they're great singles, don't get me wrong, but
Right.
they are a fantastic tag team.
Right.
And they complement each other really well.
Right.
I think they were kind of thrown together too.
Yeah, because I think they were thrown together in the first Dusty Classic, and then they kind of they just got themselves over.
Because if I remember, they came in as, I think I watched that episode of NXT, and Regal announced them as, oh, they're the hottest free agent signing, all that they do.
Yeah.
And they're going to compete in the tag team classic.
Yeah, they were just kind of when they came in, they weren't initially paired as a tag team. They were just kind of brought together because they themselves had their own big indie, like on the indies they had their own careers already going for them, even though they were like friends outside of the ring.
Ever noticed that FTR's AEW theme is "Say Yeah" in it too?
Yeah.
I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's petty, and that's why I like it. Like, I know why I like it.
Yeah.
These guys are so good, though.
Yep.
They are just, they're able to bring, like, 1980s era tag teams,
yeah,
but make it current and relevant and good.
They just ooze tag team fundamentals.
Yep.
And, like, good stuff that's, like, great storytelling for tag teams.
Yep.
Now, and this match in and of itself was one of the big factors that went into the eventual Johnny Gargano Tommaso Ciampa storyline with Ciampa turning heel on Gargano, and then like they had probably the best long-term story in like WWE history, really, aside from maybe like the Mega Powers.
True though. Because they would tell a part of the story and then somebody would get hurt or something would happen, and then like they had to put it on pause, and like I really wish we could know what the original Johnny Gargano Tommaso Ciampa sans injuries would have been.
Well, my thinking on like how the feud kind of initially started is that they knew that Ciampa was going to be out. Like they knew that his knee was fucked, that he was going to need to go, and he was going to have some sort of surgery. Ooh, good chain wrestling right there. They knew he was going to have to go and have some sort of surgery. So they wanted to plant the seed so that when he came back, it was going to be real. It was going to be something good when he inevitably came back at the end. And it was real good because Ciampa became like biggest heel in all of NXT, and he became probably one of the biggest heels on the entire roster. Like, his entrance theme for a while was just chorus of boos. It was no entrance theme. It was just silent. He would enter to everybody booing him.
This is cool. And if
Yeah.
you have that much heat, if you have that much heat, that should always be your entrance.
Yeah, you should absolutely capitalize on it.
It's so much more impactful, and it's going to make the boos last longer.
Yep.
Because it becomes part of. Like, Angle could wrestle forever based solely off of the "you suck" chants. I would pop every time hearing Angle come out.
Yep.
Like, if you can get that way with, like, boos or cheers,
Yep.
do it. Even if it's only for a little bit of time.
Yep. Ooh, nice tag. Oh. I've never been a big fan of, like, the standard atomic drop, because it just looks like he's dropping you on your dick.
Yeah. Did those two guys make the way up to Canada? Yes, he did. Long hair guys in Canada.
Yep.
I don't think sign guy's there.
What do you mean sign
Not
guy?
sign guy Dudley either.
Because I know the two guys that they always have for the shows is long hair guy and green shirt guy.
Used to be sign guy though too. I can't remember when he stopped going though. I thought sign guy came back though.
I don't know. Sign guy. Green shirt guy's there. I see his hat.
I'll have to send you a thing of sign guy.
Okay, yeah. Sign guy's got to be one of those guys that, like, is always there, but I just never notice him because of the sign. I tend to tune out sign.
Blue shirt, red hat, lots of signs. He might have quit for a while, but I think he went to a show in 2018 because I was there.
Okay. I tend to block out signs most of the time because they're usually not great. And I have an embarrassing story about signs that makes me not want to think about them.
And now everyone wants to hear it on camera. By everyone, I mean me.
So, like, when I was a kid, so my dad ran a print shop, and he would print, like, he would professionally print signs on, like that you would put in your front yard and stuff.
Yeah.
So, for my birthday one year, my dad took me to a Raw house show. And I didn't know that it was a Raw house show. And I had him make me a bunch of, like, this was like 04, 05. This was like pre-John Cena Reign of Terror. Pre-Lol Cena wins. So I had him make me, like, a John Cena US title sign and, like, a Rey Mysterio sign. And then I realized that it was a Raw show and neither of those people were on the show and I didn't want to hold up the signs anymore. Also, I realized that it was...
probably didn't know about wrestling. Did your dad know anything about wrestling?
Absolutely the fuck not.
So he had no fucking... He had no clue.
All he was like, why aren't you holding up the signs that I made? And I'm just like, shut up, Dad.
Dad, they're Raw signs. They're SmackDown signs. It's a Raw show. Triple H will be here. Probably not at the house show.
No, I don't honestly remember anything about that show.
I went to a house show with my dad in like 2014. It was pretty cool. It was in Dayton. We got to see Big Show and Roman in a steel cage.
Oh, okay.
Which I don't think was ever on TV, but it might have been. I don't know.
Oh, Shatter Machine.
Oh, nice. Shatter Machine 1.
Oh my God.
First fall.
I forgot that first fall came so quick. Oh my God. And just fucking playing it up, healing it the hell up.
Yep. They're not even doing anything now.
Well, they gotta restart the match.
Oh no, you go and attack Ciampa. That's what you do.
Yeah, that's what you... Well, I mean... You can say that now.
Beat the hell out of the other guy.
Yep.
You couldn't do that every time, though. That'd get really old. That has to be like a rare thing.
Yep. Oh, gotta get that roll up. 1, 2. Oh.
Could you imagine if that was the second fall?
Yeah. It'd basically just be a singles match. Oof. Oof.
Voice Crack City.
Oh, damn.
There's the cheating.
Yep. Oof. I don't know how I like a slingshot suplex like that.
I like that one.
Yeah. Oof. Stomp on the fingers.
I can't believe like how much of a missed opportunity the Revival were in WWE.
I know. On the main roster, it was such just a. They could have done so much more with them, but instead they were relegated to shaving each other's backs for the entertainment of the Usos.
But they're so good.
Yeah.
They're so very good at what they do.
Just good tag team wrestling right there.
Yeah. And they're different, like, from a lot of tag teams now. They're not different from, like, Tully and Arn, but they're different from anybody modern.
Right. They're literally their whole gimmick is that they're reviving 80s tag team wrestling to try and bring back fundamentals. They're trying to bring back, like,
tags,
the basics of how a tag team was supposed to be.
And since everybody's going to label me an AEW mark anyways, tomorrow, Tag Team Appreciation Night, I'm actually really, really excited.
Yeah.
Let's appreciate tag teams. I love factions in wrestling because that's what people do in real life, and it only makes sense that you would find a group of friends in your environment and then help them.
Yeah.
Because logic.
Right. Ooh. That's a neat like transition into the stretch. I can't remember the name of that stretch.
And Gargano sells it because that probably isn't the worst thing in the world.
Yeah. He's probably like, oh man, thank you for cracking my back, homie.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, man. I feel.
Thanks for stretching out my arms for me. Help me punch your partner.
Yeah. Crawl between the legs.
Ooh, nice block.
Oh, it's so good.
It's almost like these guys were told you have 22 minutes.
Yep.
And nothing else. And that's... If you get the right participant, this is one of my favorite spots. I love this spot. That is a cool spot.
Yep. Oh, referee didn't see the tag. They just beat the hell out of him as he's looking behind his shoulders like, can you see me? Can you see me? With the heart attack.
Heart attack.
Heart attack in Toronto.
Because they're wearing pink.
Yep.
But you have to think Bret Hart would have loved the Revival.
Yep. Oh, man.
Maybe some of their stuff is a little that he wouldn't like how their merch is.
Right.
Fuck the rest.
Right.
But I think I know what the FTR's response to him not liking that would be.
Yeah. I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm not a big fan of Bret Hart. I feel like he's a overblown asshole.
He's a crotchety old man. He has been since he was 30.
Yep. Oh, so close.
I mean that with the utmost respect because he's a legend.
He's a legend. He's a legend, and he was great in the ring for the time, and he's great in the ring. Like, if you watch some of his matches, like...
I think he's good in the ring now. I think he'd still be one of the better workers.
The Yeah, he still has some great matches. Like if you go back and watch some stuff, there's some good stuff. But there's only a certain amount that you can separate him from, like him as a person and him as a performer. There's only so much.
Wrestling is subjective. You can like whatever you want. I really.
Right. Oh.
One, two, nope.
Nope.
And that's what I like about wrestling. Is like every person can like wrestling, and give you a different reason as to why.
Yep.
Like you like old school stuff, you like flippy shit, hardcore. There's so many different subgenres.
Yeah. This roundabout, I enjoy Johnny Gargano. This is probably the best time that I feel like, as far as his believability as a performer. Because when he had that match against Adam Cole and he took 8 finishers and kicked out of every one of them in order to win the title, and it was just like, you're entering Super Gargano territory. Like it's not believable.
And I like don't get me wrong, I think when done right, kicking out of finishers is great.
Right.
It needs to be a rarity, and it's not. People kick out of shit on Raw.
It needs to be a rarity, and it's not. And it's the same issue that I have with Will Ospreay. And I know that you love Will Ospreay, and I know that he's your favorite person of all fucking time.
He's so good.
He's very good.
So fucking good.
He's very good, but he needs to not kick out of as many finishers.
But you know what? He gets a pass because he could fucking do a quadruple somersault into a backwards elbow while masturbating because he's the most talented man on the planet.
I think you're confusing Will Ospreay with Zack Sabre Jr.
No.
With the complexity of that move.
maybe on a complexity level.
Yeah. Oh, 2, 3. Oh, got him. Oh, that guy's got a sweaty armpit.
I'm sorry. I like guys that can go. And
right.
I've never seen anybody go like Ospreay. He could.
I appreciate guys that can go, and I appreciate Will Ospreay's talent and the way that he can go. I don't like the fact that he literally kicks out of every finisher.
Well, if I ever get my way, we'll interview him, and you can tell him that while I mark out for however long the interview is.
That's fine. I will suck up to no man.
I will. I'll suck up to Will Ospreay if it means I get an interview with him.
Yeah, I know.
I'll tell him he's the best in the world. I wouldn't really be sucking up, though. I'd just be telling him my honest opinion.
Yeah.
I want to watch.
We're the best.
No, we're the best.
No.
You know what I kind of would love to see, but will never ever happen? A tag team between Pac and Will Ospreay.
Oh yeah, that'd be some good flippy shit.
Oh, and they can both do I don't want to say power stuff, but power stuff.
I'm not again, this is just going to be seeming like I'm shitting on Will Ospreay. I'm just not a big fan of the Stormbreaker. That feels like it feels like extra. It just feels so much extra.
Extra. It's because he can do it.
Oh,
that'll be like one of the revolving memes of our channels. We just argue about Will Ospreay.
Oh. Oh, the kick.
Speaking of Pac, though, I'm wondering if when he comes back, if they're not going to put him with, keep him with Lucha House Party, but put them all together with Butcher and Blade.
With Lucha House Party.
Did I say Lucha House Party?
You said Lucha House Party.
Oh, fuck. I am never going to live that one down.
With Lucha Bros.
Oh, Phoenix and Penta are going to come fucking kill me. I'm going to sleep very scared tonight. Yes, the Lucha Bros.
I cannot believe they just walk in your house and they're just like,
fuck you.
I can't believe you confused us for Lucha House Party.
We're gonna beat the shit out of you now.
But
And we know
said in
Darby
Spanish
Allin.
because I can't speak Spanish.
We borrowed his crazy thumbtack skateboard.
Yeah.
And then I cry in a corner.
Yeah. And you ain't got no hair anywhere, so that'd be a pretty blood spot.
Yeah. I think that'd be a pretty good 5-man, though.
Yeah.
Led by Pac,
Yep.
or, I don't know, kind of led by Pac, but with a manager mouthpiece.
Yeah. Oof. God, that looks good.
The other person I think they should bring in for the Heat and the Heat alone, and this won't work with what they're doing, but I would love to see fucking bring Corny in for a month. And I know everything about Corny, and I don't have Corny he's corny.
Yeah, corny's corny.
Could you imagine him talking for the revival for a month?
He's not a fan of AEW as it is, so he wouldn't show up.
He's a fan of FTR, though.
Yeah.
That might be enough to get him in the door if they tell him you could work with FTR.
Yeah.
I would like to see it, but on the other hand, I have no interest in seeing it.
Yeah. Yeah, I have no interest in really seeing Corny on TV in any sort of role. Because I just
like listening to him talk sometimes.
Sometimes it's funny.
He's
and it's
got
just like
gap.
he's such as a person, like just such a weird dichotomy because he's so old school when it comes to wrestling, but he's so like progressive when it comes to literally everything else.
Yeah, it makes no sense. Oh, corny.
Yeah.
As long as you don't work at a Dairy Queen in Kentucky, we'll be fine.
Yeah. Nope.
2.
Ugh. You gotta steal them titles. Smack him with that belt.
Honestly, that would be my strategy in one of these matches. You got 2 or 3 titles match. I know it's a work, but if it wasn't, fucking smack him with the title in the middle.
He didn't even smack him with the title. Did he get busted open with that?
Yeah, I don't think he was supposed to get hit though.
No.
Oh, you didn't see it, but now fucking he's just suddenly mysteriously bleeding.
Yeah. Oh, Indian Deathlock.
That's a cool looking submission.
Yeah.
Does anybody do that?
No. Well, it's it's what's supposed to be the reversal to the figure 4. So like when you flip,
nobody uses it as a
nobody uses specifically that. It's a like a modified knee bar is what it is, but they call it the Indian Deathlock.
I like the way it looks.
Yeah. But people don't use it generally as a finisher or as a submission of any type because like it's supposed to be sold as like when you're putting the figure 4, you turn onto your belly and that's what it does. It's that move.
Nice cut he's got there.
Yep. Oh boy. It's bleeding a little more than I thought it was. That kind of stopped.
I guess it's just smeared more than...
Yeah.
I thought it was dripping. It's
Yeah.
smearing.
Oh, and this is where they try and do... Oh, yeah. You're just like, look at these fucking nerds. Oh. Little high on that kick. Little high on the kick.
Yeah.
Oh, and they hit the Shatter Machine.
Shatter Machine.
Oh, man.
That dude had an Owen Hart shirt on.
Oh.
That's an awesome shirt.
Yep. It's got to be an old shirt because I doubt there's like new Owen Hart merchandise, especially not in 2016.
It looked old.
Yeah.
Ciampa.
Oh.
What are you doing?
Being a heel.
Oh, he's playing possum.
Playing possum, so he gets the roll up, get the cheeky roll up and holding his tights. can see that Gargano butt.
Gargano butt. Some dude has a King of Strong style shirt on.
Yeah. Oh, God, that was a rough looking chop block. Holy shit.
He like shoot chop blocked him.
Yeah. Like he sent him fucking flying with that.
He put his foot right in his butthole.
Yeah.
1, 2. Ass.
And now Johnny's got no legs. Oh.
Got it in?
Yep. Oh, and he's got the Fujiwara armbar. There it is. God,
that's
this is
a cool
such a
looking armbar, though.
God, it's such a good finish.
Yep.
And they have to like hold each other's hands so that they don't tap, and they do it at the same time. Oh my God, it's so good.
Good finish. Yep.
It's such a good finish. It's such a good feel-good moment too. Because you
so, like,
never
I'm getting feel goods right now.
Yeah, you never get that type of like the type of feel-good moment like that you got out of such an organic like tag team that was DIY. Like that was the correct booking decision right there.
That was the best.
Yeah.
Like, out of all the possible things they could have done that, I can't think of one way where I could have improved on the finish at all. None.
Nope.
It's amazing. It's
so
almost the level of Austin Brett.
Yep.
Because they're like, and the Revival will sell it. They're grabbing each other's hands. They're like,
Yep.
I am going to tap.
Yep.
And
like they're both going to tap, and then just like, no, don't do it, we can make it through, and then they both tap at the same time.
Cool finish.
Yep. I will say though, I'm not like I enjoy the Gargano escape as a move, but I hate that it's called the Gargano escape. I hate just call it the Gargano escape. Don't not Gargano escape. Shut up. Stop trying to make your finish a pun.
I mean, ECW in the 90s.
Yeah.
Every move. They put over suplexes.
Yeah.
But I kind of think that's cool. Like, if you do it for a couple wrestlers, just like names for everything.
Yeah. God, that's such a good uppercut suplex. Oh man. And they hit the Shatter Machine. God.
And Gargano sold the knee. I mean, it's so good.
Like he legit sold the knee. Except for well, I guess during the finish there was no reason for him to continue to sell the knee, because he wasn't on his feet, especially after that second chop block. And there it is. God, it's so good. You get the feel goods, you get the little tinglies. It's just like, man, you feel good for these guys to be able to pull it out in the end.
It's amazing they're still on NXT.
Yeah. And Gargano's heel now, and Ciampa's doing something. I don't know what he's doing. I think he's out. I think he's with something.
Rumor has it he's coming back with Retribution.
Not a fan of that.
I am. Make him the fucking leader. Let him do whatever he wants.
Yeah, but Retribution's just silly, and I don't want Ciampa to be the leader of a silly faction.
It doesn't have to be silly.
It doesn't have to be silly, but currently it's silly because they took chainsaws in the ring, and they cut the ropes, and then at the end they were like, "Yay, we did it!"
Yeah, I'm not a big fan, but they've also what I've heard leaked is that nobody under those costumes is the people yet.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And I think what they're trying to get over is just oh, we're all for, anarchy and burning shit and
Yeah.
cutting the ropes and look at us, we're new, we're flashy. And I think once you get into the meat of actually who's in the stable,
Yeah.
it could still be good and it could still be saved. And I think a big puzzle piece to it being good is Champa.
Yeah. It could be something interesting. It could
Is it
also
right now? No.
no. It could be something interesting. However, WWE has a history of taking something that could be interesting and making it shit. But okay, so that was the
is their
match.
history.
Thoughts, review,
I give it five bronze out of 5.
5 bronze out of 5.
Whatever the maximum score. How many Willems do you give it out of?
Yeah, I give that a good 5.
Yeah,
A good 5
I
out of 5.
I thought about pulling out the old Meltzer at the Tokyo Dome and giving it that 5.25.
I don't think it's
out of
that
5.
good. It's a great match. I'm gonna cap it at 5.
It's pretty damn good. It's a 5-star match.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yep. But then, even then, like that was the best match on the card, and there was still like so many more good matches on the card.
Yeah. Samoa Joe and Shinsuke Nakamura was your main event. So.
Yep.
And Asuka fought Mickey James, which, wasn't a bad match by any stretch of the imagination. I remember watching this. What happened?
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting because if you watch the promos leading up to the match, like Mickey James, they were weird promos, and you were not expecting Mickey James to be coming back at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Samoa Joe Shinsuke Nakamura match, that was a fantastic match. And the interesting thing about it is that he retained the title here, but he lost the title at a house show, or at was it a house show, or was it just an episode of NXT TV? It was in Japan.
I think it was a network special. It was
Yeah.
like in Osaka. Let me check. I actually was just looking at.
Yeah.
They didn't say what it was. It just says he defeated him to win back the championship in Osaka.
Yeah. All I know is that it was a show in Japan.
My guess is that they were going to Osaka and they were like, oh, Shinsuke's Japanese. He should win the title in Osaka.
Yeah, we need a big thing.
Yeah, sounds like something they would do. As if Shinsuke just retaining the title in Osaka wouldn't be enough.
Right. And then also on the card we have Bobby Roode versus Ty Dillinger, and I remember that being a pretty good match. It was a serviceable match. I think it was Bobby Roode's first real Takeover match. It was his first match in NXT, or not his first match in NXT, but I think it was supposed to be his showcase for what he can do.
And Spears is a good person for that.
Yeah, Ty Dillinger, that was perfect 10 gimmick. It was a good entrance. It really got over with the crowd, and then it came to be that. Well, okay, so is your verdict on Ty Dillinger that the 10 chant got over, or did Ty Dillinger get over?
Ty Dillinger got the 10 chant over.
Okay.
I mean, that's my opinion. I think the chant was over like Rover, don't get me wrong, but he played into that so much and he got it over.
There's so much more that could have been done with it that just wasn't done.
Yes, which is a recurring theme. I mean, it's almost sad to say, but that's kind of par for the course.
Yeah. And then we also had AOP versus TM61. TM61, they eventually became the Mighty, and I think the Mighty was before they came to NXT, they were
the Mighty Don't Kneel.
Yeah, it was the Mighty Don't Kneel, and that was pretty good. I never really got into TM61 all that much. I just was never really a big fan. It's really funny to me though, because outside of wrestling, I'm a big Pokemon fan, and TM61 is a thing in Pokemon, and they referenced it in a promo, and it's just TM61 is just the area code for Australia.
Well, and it's their the TM is Thorne and Miller. It's
Yeah.
the last of the
Yeah.
But they should have just come in as TMDK.
Yeah.
They were known as the Mighty Don't Kneel. TMDK is a good name.
Yeah.
And they should have just kept it. But
and then I think one of them is still there in NXT.
Yeah, I think it's Nick Miller left.
Yeah, Nick Miller left, and Shane Thorne is still there. I don't think he's doing anything though.
He was in a tag team with God, who'd they put with him?
I don't know if I
Vink,
like
think?
With who?
I think Brandon Vink.
I have no idea who that is.
Let me see real quick. So I was looking it up earlier.
I don't know if I really like that they put him back in a tag team. Like they could have just left him be as a singles guy. Like it was the perfect it was the perfect opportunity for them to try and push him as a singles competitor.
It was Brendan Bank who they put him with. Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
He's been on Raw a couple times.
Okay.
I heard from backstage that they want to they might be pushing him.
Okay. And then I remember with TM61 they so around this time they had in Ring of Honor there was a really funny Best Friends promo that was just them being goofballs on the promo and trying to get their words out. And then they tried to copy it with TM61 and it wasn't nearly as interesting.
Yeah, and I mean, can you be surprised they're trying to copy?
Yeah, they tried to
Best
copy
Friends.
Best Friends.
Are great.
Yeah,
Best Friends are fantastic. They're still great to this day. I love what they're doing with Orange Cassidy.
Yeah,
I'm glad that they're all getting over super huge because they're all going to get pushed out of this.
Yep. We should probably not go on a rant about Orange Cassidy again.
But he's so good.
Yeah.
Damn it. Listen, maybe it's a time capsule thing where people will look back and this will be the time that Orange was super hot.
Yeah. Are we gonna
Orange is super hot.
Are we just gonna do a spin-off that's just the Orange Cassidy podcast?
I would do it. I would talk about all the cool things Orange Cassidy. I don't know if we'd have more than one episode, but I'd talk about Orange Cassidy.
I don't think there's enough content there for us to make it a full podcast.
Well, first he put his hands in his pockets, and then he took his hands out of his pockets. Yeah.
Oh boy! And then after this match, this was a kind of a big lead up into, like I was talking about earlier, the eventual Gargano versus Ciampa feud. The other thing that kind of led into it was their match during the Cruiserweight Classic, where Ciampa kind of reverted back into his Psycho Killer gimmick, and he was trying real hard not to just absolutely murder Johnny Gargano. And then at the end, Gargano won, and they kind of came together, hugged it out. It looked like they were gonna one of them was gonna turn on each other. They were gonna split up, but they wound up essentially just Gargano was consoling Ciampa in the middle of the ring.
Yeah, they kept it going for a little while longer after that.
Yep. And then I think it was it the Rumble the following, in 2017, that I think it was around that time. That was when they split them up because they had that ladder match with AOP and they lost the titles. Either that or they couldn't regain the titles.
I'm sorry, but how does AOP beat Gargano and Ciampa in a ladder match?
So my thinking about that whole thing is that they knew that Ciampa was out. He had a knee injury, so they had to play a way to get him off so that he could be off TV. And I was talking about this earlier. But they had to plant the seed with an injury. Like, he already had the injury. He knew he was going to be out, so they had to do that in order to keep him away. And then when he came back, they had that amazing feud. They had the street fight. They had the standard wrestling match. It was an amazing feud that went on for a while, and then Ciampa got hurt again, and they had to put it on hold. So it was a great feud that had great matches, but was offset by a long time on the shelf.
Yeah, and that would happened, I think, more than once because Ciampa hurt his neck too, or was that the same?
Well, I think Ciampa hurt his knee initially, and then when he went in for stuff with his knee, they found that there was a lot more that was wrong.
Which sucks because I know they said that he didn't know if he'd wrestle.
Yeah.
Ever again, and Ciampa can do a lot. I mean, it's if there was like a second promotion that was smaller, obviously that was bigger during that time.
Yeah.
2014. I mean, if Impact was the way it was in 09, he would have been an Impact 100%.
Yeah.
But I think it's just the nature of the industry at that time where we were burgeoning on, or no, this was around the time of where we had the big indie boom.
Yeah, this was, it was around, let's see, this past year was when they, so 2016 is when this happened. So in 2016, that's when they really started focusing on making WrestleMania like Mania week, and they started doing, in all the indies, they started doing big shows around that time. That was around the time that, like, you would see Progress and all the UK indies, they started popping up and exploding, really.
Yeah. Which is good. I mean, if the indies are doing good, the business is doing good.
Yep. And
so
it's not doing good now.
Yep.
And that's kind of sad. But it is what it is.
I mean, it's COVID, man.
Yeah.
The downside is a lot of people might, not be able to do shows when this all opens back up. They might have to shut up shop for their promotion.
Yep.
But, I at least me personally, when all this is over, I'm going to spend so much money going out and doing shit. Because I can't do anything right now, and it drives me nuts. And, like, a wrestling show comes to my town, am I going to go spend $10 and see it? Yeah, for sure. And I think that wrestling will bounce back because I don't think I'm alone in that. I just want to go do stuff live.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'm going to be able to do that for a couple of years, but still.
I think I saw somewhere that somebody mentioned, I think it was on Going in Raw, like Steve mentioned that going forward, a lot of like the bigger venues, they're going to have fewer people in. Like it'll be the same size, but they'll essentially have like one seat on either side open. So it'll be like person seat, person seat, person seat. And
is that going to continue even after?
Well, I think that's how they're planning on opening up arenas for live shows. And if that's how that goes, I would almost prefer that because I'm a big fat guy and I don't I don't like rubbing my knees against the person next to me.
Yeah, I'm not a small person either.
Yeah.
So I still wouldn't go to the show because I don't want COVID. But
right. But even after COVID, I if that's the way it's going, right. If that's the way it's going, I'd almost prefer it to go that way, even after pandemic's not a thing anymore, because I don't like sitting with my dick next to somebody. Oh, okay. So do you have anything else? Anything else that came to mind that you really want to talk about today?
I do not think I have anything else.
Okay. Well, I think we're going to wrap it here for today. Next episode, do we know what match we're going to be talking about next time?
Punk Hardy Part 2.
Okay, I'm fine with that. So we're going to be watching that this coming Thursday. Once again, same place, same time, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And at the same time, episode 2 of the show is going to be going up right on YouTube. If you're watching it on YouTube, well, you're a week behind. You should come check us out right now at twitch.tv/BaldyandTheBeast. Thank you guys very much for coming out, for watching the show. Any likes? If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button so that we can grow as a channel. And we will see you guys next time.
Yep, and we appreciate it no end. You guys have a great day.
Bye.